Man, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Man, I'm pretty jacked up about today. You know, I've got a break between my tournaments. You'll notice I got my tournament truck, but I've got a little bit different boat back here behind me. I don't have the nitro today. We traded it in for the great Acsend Kayak. We're just going fun fishing. I think, looking at this, I think we may catch a fish on the topwater. I'm hoping so. Just got a little break, gonna go stretch my string, go itch my itch, have some fun today right here on Project E.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river.
Golly. It's a giant. It's a giant. What a bite. First bite of the day. Holy smokes. Golly. It's a giant. Wow. Golly, look at that fish. Stop, beep. I don't know what's going on. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh gosh, I can't believe it. I don't know if I ever caught one that big here. It is a big one. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Oh. Yes, looky there. Holy smokes. I gotta figure out why my trolling motor is beeping so crazily.
What a fish, golly. Man, that's a way to start the day. That's what I come out here for, just to have some fun. Thank you, girl. There's just something special about getting out, you know, close to the water. You know, like I started my fishing career in a one-man boat. That was the first boat I had. I won my first tournament out of it. I kind of like days like this, just you're close to the water. I'm just amazed the difference in being in a kayak like this and the presence that, it's pretty cool. The feeling the fish pull you around is even cooler. Like, that fish has got all the power and all the leverage on you. I had to wave at the guy in the helicopter, and my line, something's pulling on my line. I was like, good, good. We got a lot going on. I always thought of a kayak coming from a bass boat that they're just not overly stable. And it's pretty cool that you can have something for one person that heck is stable. You know, it's a pretty cool aspect. You know, really in all reality, I can take this boat anywhere I take, you know, my bass boat within reason. I don't know that I'd take it out on the Great Lakes. There's gonna be people say, oh yeah, I'd take it on the Great Lakes, but yeah, I wouldn't. But everywhere else, I'd feel pretty comfortable about it. I really shouldn't have my bass boat on the Great Lakes. This lake is fishing pretty, I've been here a few times, and it's always had grass in it. And the grass is all gone. So there's really nothing in the water. This is a super old lake. I'm gonna say 70, 80 years old, so there's just no cover in it to speak of. Might need to switch to a swim jig. Oh gosh, dang it. That was a big one. I think they're off the top water. Got that one. I'll let him eat it. Switch over to a swim jig, and we've gotten 3 bites in a hurry. That's the first one I've caught, but we got a bite. think I am going to put my swim jig on this rod because it's got braid. We got a couple things going on today. We got really calm conditions for topwater, you know, pretty clean water, but we got a helicopter that is spraying pastures and just, he's flying like 20, 30 feet over the water a bunch. And I feel like, you know, heck, them bass probably are not used to it. That doesn't happen but every 4 or 5 years that they would spray like that. So, you know, and this is a super shallow lake. This lake's like a Florida lake. I mean, it's just, the deepest water in this thing's about 12, 13 feet, but the majority of it's 2 to 4 feet deep. So I would have to think it'd have a big effect on those fish just feeling safe up there wanting to eat at topwater. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm thinking. We're gonna try this swim jig a little bit. Berkeley's got a new swim jig out that I haven't got to fish very much, so I'm gonna try it out. I went with a 1/4 ounce swim jig just because I feel like, you know, as shallow as it is, it'd be just easier to keep it above what little grass we got in this lake. I have a whole new respect for people kayak fishing because, you know, generally in my nitro, I can just run that trolling motor with a foot pedal. Oh, I missed him. My drag was, oh, I still got him. It's going this way in a hurry. My drag's loose. That was crazy. I set the hook and my drag was loose. Let's tighten that puppy up. All right, now we're ready. Now we're ready. Now I was saying I got a whole new respect for people in a kayak. Man, I'm all the time adjusting my trolling motor to go the direction I want. My nitro, I could just do it with my feet and never stop fishing. It's kind of a different deal when you're in this kayak. Oh, gosh, that was a cool bite. Golly. Dang it. That was such a cool bite. She took it right off the surface. Golly. Oh, man. Man, that was fun. Come here, girl. You're getting me wet, you big old girl. Looky there. Yes. What a bite. Yes, yes, yes. How awesome is that? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just love it. That's a big old fish. I don't care if you're in a kayak or a bass boat. That's a big one. Thanks, girl. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. That was fun. Man, we kind of figured it out. Heck, I just put this swim jig on and I had it on fluorocarbon at first and I lost the first 3 bites. Then we caught 2 or 3 real quick now that I put it on braid. They're chomping it. Helicopter and all. That's a cool bite in the aspect that I brought it, I could see a little clump of grass out there. And I feel like any time in bass fishing that you can give the bass a easier opportunity. And what I mean by that, when I brought it up over that grass, well, that bass was able to, you know, compress his strike zone. Like he was able to pin that jig, the bluegill, imitating a bluegill here, up against the surface to where that bluegill couldn't get away from him, thus, you know, triggering that bite. Like, oh, he's like, man, that bluegill can't get away. He has to go over that grass. That's a good place to eat him. You know, I won't have to work too hard to get him. And that's exactly what happened. So we need to try to duplicate that a bunch today. Just bring it right up to the surface and almost wake it a couple times, because that's what triggered that bite that time. Oh, gosh. Gosh, gosh, gosh. Got all my trailer. Dadgummit. think one thing that a kayak will teach you over my bass boat is, you know, figure out how to catch them where you're at. You know, I'm really bad in my bass boat just to keep running the lake to find bass that bite what I want to make them bite. You know, this kayak, you're not gonna you can't just cover the whole lake real quick. You know, you've got to take your time and fish the whole area. I would have already moved out of this pocket if I had been in my bass boat. It took off. I had grass on it, had it in high, and then all of a sudden it took off, making me sit down. About had a Bill Dance blooper. Quick release, quick release. You come to a private body of water and you know, you don't ever expect jet skis, ski boats, any of that kind of stuff. But you get a helicopter, of all things. It's just crazy. It's not quite as bad as a jet ski, but it's pretty loud. You know, we did a video, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago about summertime shallow water fishing. This is another prime example. This water temperature has got to be in the 90s. It's July, it's a shallow body of water, yet I'm not catching them on the outside of this grass, you know, and there's not much grass, but when I say the outside's like 3 foot, they're up in it behind it. They're like in water this deep. And again, it's just one of those things. I think when it gets so hot, that's some of the best oxygen for those fish, whether you're in a big reservoir or you're in a small reservoir like this one. You're not catching them in the summertime. Go shallow and then go shallower. Like right there on the bank. Not a big one, but a fish. Can't all be great big ones. Golly. I went to turn my trolling motor down, and I guess just that pause enough got him to eat it. Things are kind of changing, you know. They're not eating it. You know, we started with that top water, then we went to the swim jig, and now it seems like they want it down just a little bit more. They wanted that swim jig up high. And now maybe it's down a little lower. I'll have to see here. Oh yeah, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. My trolling motor's on. Not a big one, but we got one. Thanks, buddy. Shallow, shallow, shallow. I wonder if there's any in those lily pads. I've never fished those lily pads. Always had grass way out here. I can see where a high-speed reel is very important. It is swimming a jig, and it's even that much more important in a kayak. I'm moving towards that fish, and he's swimming towards me, and I'm doing all I can to reel. We're getting them though. I don't know, it's just fun. Puts a smile on my face. I like it. Gosh, that might be a good one. I gotta stop my trolling motor. Go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. like that power deal. Oh, I about went in. Golly, I about went in. I'm not gonna lie to you, it probably would have felt good. Oh, that's a lot of work. Thanks, buddy. You're out a little deeper. That's probably the deepest one I've caught. Beautiful fish, though. Look at him. Thanks, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're built healthy. I was about to cut across the lake here to go to the other side, and he hit right out there, and I was going forward, and then I hit the anchor mode instead of the stop mode, and my trolling motor stopped and kicked in reverse in a hurry. That was all I could do to stay in the boat. Y'all might have laughed if I'd have fell in. That's about like my fishing normally goes. It's just kind of a fiasco. Ooh, it's getting warm. That was a strong fish. He made me sweat. That was so cool. That was right there at the boat. Holy smokes. I was just about to take it out of the water and that sucker come up and got it. That's a good one too. Thanks, buddy. I was just sitting there thinking about maybe going to a white swim jig. I had a school of shad come by and that thing ate it. That was cool. That was cool. Super cool. You just gotta like fishing. You got to. There's something wrong with you if you don't. I gotta keep it up high. Like, that's two I've had it right at the boat because it's up high. It's up high right there. Maybe I let it go down and come up. There's another one. That's what I did. I let it go down and come up right there. Huh. So you gotta twitch it, kill it. Twitch it, kill it. I kind of alternate between fluorocarbon and braid when I'm swimming a jig. You know, a situation like this, my boat's moving, you know, I'm making long casts. I really like the braid. Now, there's other situations where maybe a little more open water around boat docks. I like fluorocarbon. So you've got to make that call. You know, if you're fishing from the bank or maybe, you know, fishing from a kayak like this or really heavy grass, I think braid is the way to go. I think when I'm swimming a jig on boat docks, you know, a little bit more open water, I think, you know, fluorocarbon's the way to go. From a power stop breakdown, we started off throwing the, you know, Jaywalker 120, just a bone-colored 6.9 medium action, high-speed reel, 50-pound braid, 17-pound fluorocarbon. You know, that was fun. That big one right off the bat, man, that was like, that's what I came out here for. And we switched up to a swim jig. I first had it on this one with fluorocarbon. Then I changed it to braid just to help combat, you know, a kayak moving so much. I thought I had a 1/4 ounce on. I actually had a 3/8 ounce on. I think we caught the majority of them on that one. Just a green pumpkin blue flash with a green pumpkin sugar crawl. I did try a little 1/4 ounce there for a little bit. And I tried a white one. I had a school of shad come by. I don't think it really mattered. They really tended to like that bluegill deal, but just 50-pound braid, 7/1 medium heavy rod, high speed, 8.3 to 1 gear ratio reel. You know, I got my cushion floats on there, just, you know, it's a good additive. You know, I should have it on one of those other ones. If I ever kick one over the side in these kayaks, it'll float that rod and reel. But man, what a day, guys. So man, just a great day, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode as much fun as I had making it. Give me a thumbs up. You guys hit that subscribe button. We will see you next week.